Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to another MA session with Dr. Behnam. I'm Dr. Behnam. I'm board certified dermatologist, and I'm one of the co-founders of Happy Head. Welcome to our offices in Los Angeles, California. So today's topic is going to be how to avoid the potential side effects. We're going to talk a little more about this in detail, as Evelyn will ask me some further questions. But basically, in general, the best way to avoid the side effects is one, to titrate up slowly, which means that a lot of people basically want to start using the product twice a day, every day, as it is recommended, but we do not recommend doing that right away. We usually say use the product once a day for the first week and then go up to twice a day the second week. I was talking to a patient this morning who was very, very sensitive to the product, and I told him that, in fact, he should use the product the first week, just one application. That means on a Monday only. Week two, use it two applications, Monday and Friday. Week three, use the three applications, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So basically, you're doing it very slowly and going up really slowly. Also, we do recommend doing two pumps. So, but another thing you could do, instead of doing two pumps, you could do one pump. So there are a lot of different ways of titrating up and down. You could do it, start with once a week and then go up to twice a week, then three times a week. You could do once a day as opposed to twice a day. You could do one pump as opposed to two pumps. So the key is there's no really like hard and fast rules. It's just a matter of touching up slowly. Really, that's the most important thing. Um, Welcome, everyone. I see more people are joining us. So I'm going to start with the questions. Here we go. Hello, Dr. Ben. I'm partially bald and have put my constant efforts to regrow my hair. I have some bald spots in the crown and mid front section. Currently, I'm on minoxidil 5%, and I take finasteride pill. I'm not sure what I'm lacking in terms of nutrients and hormones. I was wondering what exactly you offer in terms of testing for blood and hormones. How do you explain the results? Do you provide any suggestions on how to overcome the deficiencies? So that's a great question. So I'll tell you, majority of the time, basically, hair loss is genetics. So, it's not necessarily you're lacking any hormones or anything, but a lot of it's genetics. So now you could have your doctor run vitamin D level, thyroid level, vitamin B6 and B12 and see where you are. You can also check your testosterone and DHT level. The problem with checking those is that it doesn't necessarily give you the answer, because if you have a low or high testosterone level, it doesn't really mean anything, unfortunately. So with respect to blood and hormonal tests, that's what I recommend. But again, if you're going bald or you're balding, a lot has to do with basically genetics. Now, obviously, adding more vitamin D to your diet, adding collagen to your diet, increasing your protein uptake will definitely help, but that's not going to change your genetic makeup. I know you're already doing the 5% minoxidil with oral finasteride. I think that's great. You can also add oral minoxidil to the regimen, and I think that could help you. And we are coming out with a formula of a pill that has oral finasteride with oral minoxidil and oral vitamin D all combined in one pill called the super capsule. So adding obviously multiple different things will help you more, but in areas that you're balding, nothing. In areas where you're thinning, basically, some of these products may help you. Thank you for that question. I understand that minoxidil was initially developed as a blood pressure medication. Do other blood pressure medications have similar hair growth effects as minoxidil? Great question. The answer is no, actually. Well, except for spironolactone. Sorry, we're just trying to. Here we go. Sorry about that.
I think that made it. Hey, that might have made it worse. There we go.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So spironolactone is actually another blood pressure medication that's used to grow hair, but is mainly used in females, but not in males. So minoxidil could be used in male and females. Spironolactone is mainly used in females. What are the potential side effects of finasteride? So finasteride, about 2 to 4% of patients have risk of sexual side effects. That includes decreased libido, which means decreased desire to have sex, erectile dysfunction, testicular pain, testicular tingling, numbness. Basically, any type of sexual side effects would happen. It is pretty rare, and if you do stop the medication, 99.99% of the time, the side effects will go away. The inspiration for making Happy Head was that topical has lower risk risk of side effects, sexual side effects. That was the real inspiration, and that's basically what it drove us to really create Happy and basically make it nationwide. And we've been very successful at doing that. Other side effects rarely include gynecomastia, which is breast enlargement, which we have not seen with the topical finasteride, depression, fogginess of the head. So those are very rare, but some things kind of to look out for. Uh, what are the potential side effects of minoxidil? Minoxidil blood pressure medication, so which means it is used for patients with high blood pressure. So the side effects may include lowering your blood pressure. That means making you feel dizzy or lightheaded. Um, let's see, chest pain, shortness of breath. These are all pretty rare. Headaches, heart palpitations. Also, ankle swelling or lower leg soreness could also happen. What are the potential long-term side effects? I'm not sure which medication. So typically, the short-term and long-term side effects are pretty much the same that we just discussed. Um, what are happiest side effects of minoxidil? Do I need to measure my blood pressure daily? No, typically with topical minoxidil, patients don't have to measure the blood pressure daily. Even with oral minoxidil, basically most patients don't do it. Um, if I experience sexual side effects, are they reversible, and how long would it take for them to go away? Great question. So in clinical studies and the reports by the FDA, uh, they've stated that majority of the time, which is over 99% of the time, if you took oral finasteride and you had sexual side effects, the side effects will go away and are reversible. With topical finasteride, again, patients could have side effects. We have never had any patients saying that they had long-term sexual side effects on topical finasteride, and we have thousands and thousands and thousands of patients using the product daily. Now, is it possible? Yeah, but it's pretty rare. Is it best to start with the strongest formula and then titrate down when you see desired results, or I should titrate up slowly? I think it's better actually to titrate up slowly. So I had a patient this morning who was very sensitive, and so we then decided to start him on the finasteride 0.01%. Then we're going to take him up to zero point 0.1 and then 0.25. It's better to start slow. Excuse me, everyone, and then titrate up, because if you start strong and then you have side effects, you'll never use the product. But if you start low and kind of ease into it, you're just gonna have better results. Remember, it is not a race, guys. Does taking larger dose to increase your tolerance uh, for the medication, would using less not be as effective as before? So actually, taking a larger dose does not increase your tolerance. You're just basically increasing your risk of side effects. So I would not take a larger dose. I would start with a lower dose and move up. Are the lower dose not as effective? Yeah, probably they're not as effective, but you're not going to be on that lower dose forever. Start with a lower dose and titrate up. We will change the formula for you on a monthly basis. We're here to help you out. Remember, Happy Head is a customizable formula, so we could change it whenever you want. Where are things with Happy at getting a laser light cap? How effective are those? So, great question. We're working on it. Uh, I'm pretty sure our VP of operations just heard that. We're working on it. So, look, how effective are they? I just saw a patient last week who said he's been using the laser light cap and he was very happy with it. Look, it may work for some patients and it may not work for some other patients. I think it really depends. You're not really going to know until you try it. But I have a lot of patients that use it, they're pretty happy with it, especially when using in conjunction with other stuff. Is there a non-greasy formula? It sort of makes a mess of the hair I have. So the reason why it's a little bit greasy could be due to the aloe that we add. So, but there is a non-aloe formula, isn't there? Yeah, we have a non-aloe formula. Yeah. So basically, please send an email to help@happyhair.com and say please remove the aloe from my product. And we do have a non-aloe formula, which is less greasy. How often is gynecomastia seen with the oral dutasteride? Is that a sort of a topical dutasteride? I don't know the exact numbers. I'll be honest with you. I even think with the oral finasteride, the numbers are very skewed. Once I already reported like up to 10% of patients could have gynecomastia with oral finasteride, which is definitely not true. The reason is because clinically, I rarely ever see it. I mean, it's really rare. with respect to topical dutasteride, we don't know that number at all. I mean, we have a lot of patients on topical dutasteride, and I don't think we've ever heard anyone complain of gynecomastia. Greetings. Uh, it's mentioned that if the patient doesn't take a BID topical minoxidil, that it won't work. But it also mentioned that use the product daily if you're having side effects. However, daily dosing works according to the first statement. I understand. So here's the thing. So we do recommend using the product twice a day. However, if you're having side effects, I recommend going down to once a day. The once a day application still works. It's just it may not work as effective as twice a day. But no, at the end of the day, you have to do something that is right for you. So if twice a day is not going to work for you and you're going to use it once a day, then it's once a day. I mean, it is what it is. How often should I use a dermal roller? That's a great question, and everybody actually answers different, depending on who you ask. If you ask Dr. Google says use a 1.5 milliliter depth and do it once a week. I disagree. I think you should use a 0.25 depth, which is not going to hurt you, it's not going to make you bleed, and it's not going to damage your scalp, and it's not going to damage your hair, and use it more frequently, like use it every night. So my recommendation is apply the happy on top and gently dermal roll for like a minute. That's my recommendation. But again, some people cannot derma roll every night. So, try your best. If you could do it 2 3 times a week, that's amazing. Some people derma roll 0.25, like 3 4 times a week, and then they use a 1.5 millimeter on a Saturday. Look, there's no hard and fast rules. The key is be safe, don't make yourself bleed, and don't cause more damage to your hair. Can I take a break if I experience side effects? Absolutely. Obviously, if you're having serious side effects, please let us know. The most common side effects from the topical is irritation, flakiness. Those are the most common side effects. And your scalp gets really sensitive and irritated. Yeah, for sure. Take a couple days off, no problem. We also have a special serum that basically we could send you. Just let us know. If you're having any major side effects, like sexual side effects, please reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to guide you individually.
How long of a break can you take without negatively affecting your results?
So it's gonna take weeks to months, really, basically, to have some negative impacts on the results. So I mean, with oral finasteride, you can literally be off for 3 4 months and you'll be fine. Because remember, it's not like you're gonna change the hair cycle right away. So it takes a while. It's not an overnight thing. If I've been using Happy for a year and the results have slowed down, what can be done? That's a great question. So everything plateaus. So topical Happy, that means you're going to somehow regrowth, and at some point, you're going to plateau. The same thing true basically with oral finasteride. We talked about this a few weeks ago with the concept of what's called sandwiching. What sandwiching is basically you do the topical on the top and you're taking the oral medication. So if you feel you're plateauing on the product, you could basically start oral medications such as oral finasteride or oral minoxidil. And you can always reach out to support and we could basically get those products out to you. Oral finasteride does have risk of sexual side effects. Oral minoxidil does not have risk of sexual side effects. It's become really popular because New York Times wrote an article on it a few weeks ago and it's gotten really, really popular, guys. We do a lot of oral finasteride, oral minoxidil in our office these days. Is the dermal roller effective by itself or only with topical medication? Actually, there's some YouTube videos out of Australia where there are some patients that just do the dermal roller alone by itself and it's quite effective. So it depends. But in my opinion, I think it could be effective alone by itself. If used in conjunction with topical medication, obviously it's going to be more effective. Great question. Um, do sexual side effects also affect women? No, typically not. The sexual side effects do not affect females. I think in my career, I've only had one female saying that finasteride affected their sex drive, which is very unusual. Great question, guys. Here we go. So I'm currently using the Happy Kitchen Sink formula and getting great results. Guys, what the kitchen sink formula is minoxidil, finasteride, it's minoxidil, finasteride, dutasteride, retinoic acid, all combined together. However, the formula makes my hair sticky and greasy. Can I use the kitchen sink formula once at bedtime? Yes, you could use it at bedtime. Again, we do have a formula where we take the aloe out, but I'm not sure if we make the kitchen sink formula without the aloe. What is the highest recommended dose for women? Are you talking about finasteride? So let's go through some of the products. So with respect to topical finasteride, 0.25 is basically the highest we're going. We are coming out with a finasteride 0.3 topical concentration, but that's in the future. So females above age 50 could use finasteride 0.25. The minoxidil we stop at 6%. The reason is because anything above that is going to cause pitch fuzz on the face. With respect to oral medications, females, we usually stop around 1 milligram for oral finasteride. Minoxidil, again, we have at 1.25. Great question. For people who get edema with minoxidil, does it usually get better with time? No. So what edema is basically swelling. I'm not a if someone's getting swelling with minoxidil, I'm not a big fan of continuing it because I do not think it gets better with time. Swelling could happen in a couple different places, sometimes underneath the eyes and sometimes the legs. If you get ankle swelling, please stop the medication. So, but again, that's very unusual with a topical minoxidil. It's very, very, very rare. It happens more likely with oral minoxidil to get ankle swelling. With topical minoxidil, you're more likely to get a little swelling underneath the eyes. And again, if that happens, let us know. We'll either reduce the concentration of minoxidil or take it out of your product. Um, Guys, I want to thank Evelyn, who's sitting right here and basically typing all the questions as you guys send them in. So I really appreciate it.
Titrating up again?
Yeah, so let's go through the titration up. So our recommendation is if you're using the product new from scratch, you should not do it twice a day every day. You should just do once a day and for the first week or two, and then you're going to go up to twice a day. If you are super, super, super sensitive, don't even start doing it once a day the first week. Maybe do it once a week or twice a week, like a Monday or a Friday. And the following week, add one extra day. So do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then the third week, do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So you're going up very slow, doing it, one application in those days. Once you hit the weeks where you're doing it every day, one application, then you could start going up to two applications. Again, touching up very slowly. So again, remember, guys, this is not a race. People that get too excited about it and want to use a lot of the products, unfortunately, end up with having side effects. So touch it up slowly. You'll minimize the side effects, and you'll be happy in the long term.
Oh, you got a good comment.
Oh, someone said you are my hero, doctor. Thank you for helping us. Well, thank you so much for using it and trusting us. We really try hard to, just trying to spreading our knowledge and really trying to help people out. Remember, originally, Happy Head was started to give people other options that never want to take the pill. That was the whole point of Happy Head, and I think we really have become successful in that. So thank you for trusting us. If I'm not seeing result in the first 3 months, can I increase the dose or should I wait the full 6 months? So no, if you're not seeing result by 3 months, I mean typically it takes 4 to 6 months, but there are some patients that might see results by the first 3 months. But if you're having no side effects by the third month, let's up the dose. So just send us an email at help at Happy Head, and we will be more than happy to basically up your dose. Again, someone else said, great job, Dr. Ben and staff. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate it. We really try very hard basically to do this on every Tuesday. And, if you would take like a minute and write us a review on Trustpilot or Facebook, we would really thank you guys. Thank you so much. So again, just a couple other things that have come up in the past couple of weeks. Dermal roller. The dermal roller is important because it allows the product to just penetrate deeper. With respect to dermal roller, there's really no right and wrong way of doing it. The key is don't dermal roll in one area continuously. You constantly want to move it around, and dermal roller works better when the hair is wet. So our recommendation is put the Happy Hair product on and basically just gently dermal roll. And number two, using multiple products simultaneously will end up with better results. So, for example, if you're doing Happy Hair along with oral finasteride or oral minoxidil, patients typically tend to get better results. What has become very popular in our own personal office in the past 3 months, the trend has become that a lot of patients basically are on topical Happy Head and now they're going on oral finasteride. And the other trend has become there are a lot of patients on oral finasteride that are now adding oral minoxidil to the regimen, in addition to the happiest. So I know it sounds like a lot, but it's become a very popular trend, particularly in the past 1 month, ever since the New York Times article about oral minoxidil. Oral minoxidil is a pretty safe medication, so there are a lot of patients on oral finasteride that have plateaued. So now what they want to do, they want to see better results. So now they're going on oral minoxidil. So, and this is why we are coming out with our super capsule in the next few weeks. Super capsule is, we're the only basically company in the country doing this, where we have one capsule that has finasteride, minoxidil, and vitamin D all in one pill. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really exciting. It should be available soon. But that has become quite a trend to combine multiple different oral and topical ingredients basically together.
Did I really look into this stuff loading? I'm not sure if it's just what the read.
And then, so again, so let's talk about again some of the side effects again. Remember, Hapied is a compounded medication. It's just a compounded drug, which means that it's personalized just for you. So if you guys have any problems or any questions, we could always change the formula. Lower the minoxidil concentration, lower the finasteride concentration. Take the aloe out, take the hydrocortisone out. Remember, it's a personalized drug just for you guys, and it's customizable. So if there's any questions, please reach out to us at help at Happy, and we'll be more than happy to customize it for you. Also, another important thing is that sometimes patients do get some irritation just from the minoxidil and from the just from the base of the vehicle. But we do have what we call the Aquas formula. Aqua's formula has the same efficacy as a regular formula, but basically some of the alcohol is taken away. So that's also basically another option. Our goal is to reduce the irritation and make you guys basically using the product without really having much side effects. And by minimizing the side effects, you're gonna have better results. So if there's any issues, please feel free to just reach out to us. What does the finasteride do exactly, and how does it work differently from minoxidil? So the reason why we have finasteride and minoxidil in the topical product and also in our future super capsule is because they have different mechanism of action. Minoxidil is a vasodilator, which means it basically dilates the blood vessels and allows more blood to get to the scalp. As a result, it's bringing more nutrients, and is washing away the DHT. So that's what allows the hair to grow back. Finasteride, on the other hand, is a DHT blocker, which means it prevents testosterone from converting into DHT. And by preventing that, it basically prevents what we call miniaturization. So DHT binds to hair follicles and prevents the hair from growing out. So by blocking that aspect, it allows the hairs to grow out. And this is why using them together, patients typically get better results. Do you recommend collagen peptides powder to help with the hair growth? If so, what brand do you recommend? So, yes, I like collagen. I actually personally like the Vital Proteins brand, but again, we're not connected to any brand. So, but any collagen is good. Also, we do like protein. We do like protein. So, whey protein isolate is bad for you, but whey protein concentrate is good for you. So, if you want to supplement more protein, I would recommend doing the whey protein concentrate. Does Happier to have supplements? What makes them different? Oh, here we go. Great question. Guys, here's our supplement bottle right here. So it says developed by dermatologist, me right here, formulated with biotin, collagen, keratin, saw palmetto, probiotics, ashwagandha, and vitamin A and D. Yeah, so it really has one of the most important vitamins you need. So most importantly, it has vitamin D 2000 IUs. It has a really good amount of biotin, along with collagen, and also it's one thing that makes it very different from our competitor is that first of all, our biotin number and collagen is high, and number two, it has probiotics. Most vitamins for hair do not have probiotics, but ours is included in it basically for allow for better digestion and better absorption and better efficacy. And with this one, you don't have to take a separate vitamin D. That's the whole beauty about it. It has a 2,000 IUs of vitamin D, which is great. So it's very simple. We just take 4 capsules a day every day, and we do have it. So if you want, we could actually put a link up, and you guys could purchase it as well. I don't know if you have any promo codes for it or not, but we could make a promo code and give it out next time. We'll make
Evelyn
it.
60 will give you 60% off.
What was that?
Evelyn 60.
Evelyn 60. Use Evelyn 60 and get 60% off the vitamins, guys. Is a good deal. 60% off is a good deal. So, well, if it doesn't work, please reach out to Evelyn and she'll make it right. Just reach out to help at Happy Head, and we'll just make it right for you guys. No problem. Um, so
For the new oral combination,
yes,
why biotin?
white biotin or vitamin D? It's actually so yeah, so the great question. So the reason why we have vitamin D in our super capsule is because a lot of people actually are deficient in vitamin D. Given the fact that we live in LA, a lot of us are still low in vitamin D. So we want to basically supplement the diet with vitamin D. Um, so that's what it has. So the super capsule has finasteride in it, 1 milligram, minoxidil 1.2 milligrams, and also has 2,000 IUs of vitamin D. Are there any side effects for people taking saw palmetto and taking high blood pressure? I don't think there are, but I'm not sure, and I have to look into that. I do not know. That's something that we have to look into. Send me an email at help at happyhead, and they'll forward it over to me, and I'm going to respond to you.
Okay. And then can you explain just what is the best way to measure your results and how can we help?
Great. Best way to measure results. Number one, take photos. Guys, take photos. It's funny because we have patients in our office every day who come in and it's like, doc, I don't see any improvement. And then I compared the current photos with the photos from 6 months ago, and such a huge difference. So it always boggles my mind that why is it that people don't see the result? The reason is because you look at yourself every day. It's called the pregnancy paradox. You look at yourself every day and you don't see the day-to-day changes. So I have a 4-year-old son. Honestly, I see him every day, so I don't see him getting, growing taller. But when my parents come over, the grandparents come over, it's like, oh my God, he's gotten so much taller in 2 weeks, and I believe it. But I look at him every day. I don't see that day-to-day change. The same thing goes with your hair, guys. Take photos at baseline. Take a photo at month 1, month 2, month 3. We do have your original photos, so you could always send your photos in and we could basically compare it. But if you take photos and track it, that would be great as well. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on another AMA session with Dr. Ben. Again, thanks so much for Evelyn, who's right here and typing out all the questions. Thank you to Eric, our VP of Operations, who's also here and making sure that I come to work every Tuesday morning. All right, guys, so if there's any questions, let us know. Again, we are very excited about our multivitamins and basically our shampoos. And I highly encourage you guys to try them out. You could use Evelyn 60 to get 60% off. If that code doesn't work, send us an email and we'll give you 60% off. And also, again, we're gonna come out with a super capsule. If there's any questions, let us know. We'll talk about this in a future date. Have a beautiful day. And again, please, I really appreciate if you guys could get online on Trustpilot and write us a review. It really will help us out. And basically, it kind of tells us, what to focus on, what not to focus on.
One last thing. We are looking for 12 people to do testimonials for us. If you live in LA, please reach out.
Perfect. So we are looking for 12 people to do testimonials for us. So if you live in the LA or area or want to fly in or drive, that would be great too. Please let us know. Please let us know. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Bye, guys.